Hello, thank you for tuning in to the Multi Podcast. This is your host, Kenya. I hope I can reach your heart, spirit, and mind throughout this time that we'll spend together. God bless you all. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Multi Podcast. My name is Kenya, and I am very excited to be here with you guys today. I'd like to introduce to you guys my husband.
Hello, you guys. My name's Uriel, and I'm really happy to be here with you guys. And yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, so today we will be talking about something that goes on in schools, but that might also happen, at work, with your friends, or even with the family. And today we're going to talk about peer pressure. So, what is peer pressure like for you, babe? What do you think about peer pressure?
To me, peer pressure is to kind of summarize it. It's when someone makes you want to do something that you feel that you don't want to do or you have doubts about. Say like it's someone you're with your classmate and he's telling you, "Oh, hey, let's ditch school or something like that," and you don't feel like you want to do it, but then they tell you, "Oh yeah, come on, like it's gonna be cool, it's gonna be fine," and you pretty much have doubts about it.
Yeah, like when people tell you like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be your friend if you don't do this," or if you don't try drugs or whatever, drink alcohol, you're not gonna be cool. So yeah, that's what I also think about peer pressure. That it's obviously the word has it, feeling pressure to do something that you don't feel comfortable doing. Um, and we looked up the definition, and it says it's the effect of an individual who gets encouraged to follow their peers by changing their attitudes, the values or behaviors, and to conform to those of the influencing. It's either a group or another person. So, what do we think about peer pressure? When people force you, bad peer pressure.
Well, to be honest, the person that's actually making the other person do things, yeah, it's just not cool. Like to be honest, they pretty much deserve one of these. Wait, hold on. There you go. Yeah, those people are like party poopers.
Like get out.
They pretty much try not to surround yourself with people like that, and that's pretty much.
Yeah, those are not true friends. Like if somebody's forcing you to do something that's out of your comfort zone, I don't really think that would be considered a real friend, because they're forcing you to do it. And sometimes they even tell you, if you don't do it, like I said, I'm going to stop being your friend, or I'm going to stop hanging out with you. And I just think that that's not right.
Yeah, and if you ever encounter someone like that, just remember this sound.
I think you really like it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, I love this thing. I got more of them too. Look.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, you're gonna hear plenty of these in upcoming podcasts. Oh yeah. All right, let's move on, shall we?
Okay. So what are ways that people can experience peer pressure? And I think ways could be drugs, bullying. What do you think?
It could also be racism or social media as well. Yeah.
Yeah, like especially social media now, because I don't know, you see on Facebook, like what would you say, like people forcing you to bully others through like online or something like that,
Yeah, by like taking pictures or something, trying to show off like what they have and trying to almost make fun of you of what you don't have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or forcing you to post pictures that you maybe don't want to post, and then they're pressuring you to do it, like, oh, you have to do it, you have to post that picture, or you have to do this and that, and it's not right.
Yeah, it'll make you uncomfortable, that uncomfortable feeling of you putting up that picture.
Yeah. Okay, so we did find 7 obvious signs your teen is suffering from peer pressure, and this is mostly for parents. if you're a parent out there, these are some signs that you can look for. So the behavior, especially around certain friends or a group of people, if you notice that your child is acting differently around someone, that can mean that something's going on behind that. Also,
Yeah. Also, feeling like they don't fit in. Uh, say like uh, your son or daughter might want to have like the new stuff, like as far as like people, other people having Jordans and stuff,
like a new cell
and
phone.
yeah, new cell phones, new shirts, new pants, and then they pretty much want to try to keep up with them because they're feeling pressured that they don't have what other people have as well.
Yeah, like wearing the new brands or
New
whatever.
brands,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, like also it says trying new things. Like, I don't know. You can you might notice that they're acting differently. Maybe they're smoking or doing drugs or like that, acting in a different way that might let you know that they're doing something that's not right. And it could be because somebody, like I said, is telling them, you need to drink alcohol or you need to do drugs. If you don't, you're not my friend and you're not cool. So I'm not going to hang out with you. So yeah, just kind of look out for those things.
And also, you see them focusing on their image way more than what they usually would do. So like that,
Like
let's
dressing
see.
differently. Like,
Yeah, yeah, like dressing differently, or also hanging out with different people than how they usually would hang out with the people that they usually would hang out with. Like
yeah.
also try to get with like the popular kids in school, or trying to get in with those other crowds as well.
Yeah. With maybe not the so good um, crowds, the so good kids.
Yeah,
Is that what you mean?
yeah,
Yeah, and making comparisons like, oh, why does she get to have a iPhone and I don't? Why do they get to go on vacation and we don't? Kind of like things like that you have to pay attention to. If your child is questioning a lot of like materialistic things, that could also be a sign that maybe, a lot of people are like, well, you have to wear this because you're not cool if you don't do it. So yeah.
yeah. And then the sixth thing would be doing things you don't want to do. So that's pretty much same thing what peer pressure actually is doing things that you don't want to do. So say that you want to your friends are telling you, oh hey, just sneak out of your house and just come to this party, whatever, and then but you don't feel like you want to do that because you know that it's wrong, but yet your friends are pretty much taunting you on doing it, and like Kenya said that they might say, oh if you don't do it then you're not a friend anymore, or you're not cool anymore or something like that.
Hmm. And also the performance at school. If you start noticing that maybe their grades drop down, or, you get phone calls from teachers, or I don't know, just things like that, they're getting out of school or not going to class, all those things can also be pretty big signs that your child might be going through that. I don't know, maybe just what would you suggest? Like, have a talk with them? Like,
Yeah, just have a talk with them and try to get a little bit more involved in their life, because the performance at school you can obviously see on a report card or something
hmm,
that like their grades are getting lower, and just try to have that communication with them.
yeah, I'd say just be, don't yell at them, don't go all, like, don't go off on them. Just try to find out what's going on, and then obviously be a little bit strict about it, but don't go off on them.
Yeah, don't try to like push them away.
Yeah. So we also found that the age that peer pressure occurs the most, it's most common around, is age 15. Yeah, which is yeah, during
Yeah,
high school. And but they did say that it gets better around age 18. So I mean, that's what, 3 years.
yeah, 3 years.
So
Yeah,
hopefully it does get better.
yeah, but nowadays you don't even know because
Yeah.
sometimes that age 15 could actually turn into like a age 12 or
Oh
age
yeah.
11 these days. Because to be honest, like a lot of kids like in middle school and sometimes even elementary are even getting peer pressured.
Yeah,
So yeah,
like I think it's something that can easily go on with, especially like elementary, like little kids, like because they're so innocent sometimes that they'll say things that
yeah,
they don't know is wrong. Like, oh, don't hang out with that kid because maybe the clothes they're wearing, they not everybody approves,
yeah,
and it's just little kids, but they're still doing it without understanding that it's wrong.
yeah. They don't really know like that what they're doing is wrong.
So it's very important to talk to your children about all that. And I think also bullying like kind of falls into this, just be aware as a parent that you kind of have to teach your kids sometimes to, you know, be able to accept others, the way they dress, the way they talk or act, because I mean you never know.
Yeah, yeah.
So what causes peer pressure?
What causes peer pressure? One that we came up with was the desire to fit in. So a lot of people they actually really do desire that they want to be in that crowd where people are talking about like regular stuff, and they actually just want to know like what everybody's talking about, and they want to try to like
Be cool.
be cool with them. Yeah.
Yeah, and so way to avoid like it's caused because it's a way to avoid like rejection or gain like social acceptance. You just want to be accepted, like you said, people just want to be in that crowd and they just want to fit in. Um so also
So also there is a personal and social confusion, and also anxiety will also tie mix in with that. So the main one that I would focus there would be anxiety, because it pretty much comes into your mind that you're like, oh, I don't fit in, or I need to do stuff to in order to get accepted by people and or your family member as well.
yeah, or yeah, mostly
Yeah.
friends. You have to like you feel anxious about, oh, maybe I have to really really buy these things, or I don't know, change the way you dress, the way you talk, maybe even your hairstyle. I don't know, maybe go out of your comfort zone.
Hmm.
And it can also be the cause can also be the lack of structure at home. Maybe your parents or you're having problems at home that are causing you to fall into peer pressure a lot. Things like that. So, what advice would you give people just in general? But I kind of want to focus more on teens, like people in school, like kids in school. Maybe not even just teens, but also little kids.
Advice that I would give would be to try to avoid those people that try to that you can probably see yourself that they're trying to peer pressure you into doing stuff. Either it's like nowadays I'm hearing sometimes that it's like electric cigarettes.
Hmm.
Either they're like, oh yeah, come on, just do it. It's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna do this. Not gonna do that. And no one's gonna know. It's just like a one little puff or whatever. You just try to avoid those people, and once again, when you ever see or even think about that someone's peer pressuring you, just remember this. I guarantee you, right when you see somebody or hear somebody telling you, "Oh yeah, just do it, just do it, just do it,"
Just
like
smoke it.
just smoke
One
it,
puff.
whatever, da, da, da. And then you just think about, like, you know what, you're a party pooper. I'm out of here. You
Yeah,
know?
it's not worth it. At the end,
Yeah.
I think it's not worth it because first of all, you're gonna do the something that you're not comfortable doing,
Yeah.
and I think that matters a lot. If you're not comfortable doing something and you're not being you, um, that then you shouldn't even do it. And then I also think that you're gonna be the one that ends up with the consequences. If they tell you to smoke or ditch class or I don't know, not focus in school, at the end of the day, you're gonna be the one facing the consequences of that. You're not gonna probably graduate. Your parents are gonna find out. A lot of things can go can go wrong.
Yeah.
And all because of that one choice that you made. You decided to follow the advice or follow the peer pressure that they were doing against you. So it's not worth it, because eventually that person is going to leave your life, and they're just going to ruin it for you if you decide to follow their advice.
Yeah, exactly. So Kenya,
Mm-hmm.
did you know that there's actually good peer pressure?
No, I did not, because when you think about peer pressure, you're like, oh, that's all negative, it's all bad.
Yeah.
Stop pressuring me. Don't push me to do things. But no, I did not. That's very interesting.
No, yeah, there actually is good peer pressure, and good peer pressure, for example, is your peers influencing you to do something good or something like in a positive way, or growth growth building for yourself or for your personality or for whatever it is. It's pretty much pushing you to do the best that you can. And that's
To be like a better you.
yeah, to be a better you.
Kind of like what I do with you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Oh, wait, hold on. Difficulties.
That one.
Oh, I didn't even know they had that one.
Okay, so yeah, like he said, there is good peer pressure. It's just being positive, just being positive towards the other person, just helping them grow. You might not be doing good in school, but I'm still gonna support you, and I'm gonna still tell you that you can do it. It's always being positive about something.
Yeah.
So, how to handle negative peer pressure? I'd say just talk to the person, hey, you're pressuring me too much to do something that I don't feel comfortable doing, and can you please just stop? Just try to talk to them first. I don't know, don't go right away to adults unless it's really bad, unless they're pressuring you to do something really, really bad.
Yeah, and if you're a minor or even if you're not even a minor, you can still try to communicate with your parents or just with the guardian or someone that you trust, and just tell them like what's going on and what's on your mind, and see, because a lot of people, they actually have experienced peer pressure, and they actually know how to deal with it. So if you go ahead and try to tell somebody that you trust that, oh, so and so is making me do this, da, 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 but I don't feel that comfortable, it's also good to get some feedback from somebody.
Yes. And you know what I just thought about? Peer pressure happens anywhere, like I said, it can happen in school, but it can also happen in relationships, friendships. I just focused right now. I just thought about it. My focus also can be in relationships. If your significant other is pressuring you to do something that you don't want to do,
Like a podcast.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Exactly.
Okay, don't listen to that. Yeah, like if they're pressuring you to do something that you don't feel comfortable doing.
Yeah, but it's a good peer pressure.
That's a good peer pressure.
It's a good peer pressure, you guys.
That's a good one.
I'm not
So
here against my will or anything.
it's not like I'm strangling him right now.
Oh.
But yeah, that's not the case. So just if they're pressuring you to, I'm just gonna go straight forward. If they're pressuring you to have sexual intimacy with them, and you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel like you're ready, you have the right to say no, and it's your body, it's your decision, and if you don't feel ready, then don't do it. If they tell you, if you love me, you're gonna have to do it, no, that's a big
Yeah.
that's a no. So just things like that, or pressuring you to stop talking to your friends or hanging out with your friends because they just want to be with you. That's also kind of creepy. They just want to be with you all the time. Yeah. I don't know about that. That's very controlling. So yeah, just it can fall into friendship or relationships. You just kind of have to keep an eye on that, and any little red flag that you see, just be aware of it.
Yeah.
And then another thing that another way to handle negative peer pressure could be
It could also be have friends with similar values.
Hmm.
So it's pretty much surrounding yourself with people that have the same goals as you or the same
Like positive people.
yeah, like positive people or yeah, positive people that you know are going to make a positive impact on your life. And say like you like computers. So you try to hang out with people that are working on computers or trying to code or something.
Yeah. Yeah, like just hanging out with people that you know are gonna be um also supporting kind of what you think, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what you're trying to say. Um,
Oh, can I say something?
yeah.
So, sorry if I'm coming up a little awkward, you guys. It's because this is my first podcast.
No, he is awkward.
Yeah,
No, just kidding.
it's pretty bad. So, once again,
He's learning just like me.
well, my deepest apologies for my awkwardness on this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
I get the crickets.
But he also did try. He also did go for it, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, nice.
you know. So I gotta give him that, you know. He did do it after all,
With
even though I had to beg him and
peer pressure,
pressure
man.
him a lot to do it. he, he
uh,
agreed to it, but it was a good peer pressure,
uh-huh.
which I didn't know existed, but I guess I was already doing it.
Oh,
I
it's
was
too
ahead of
funny.
my knowledge.
Yeah. So, Kenya, by any chance, do you have a Bible verse for us today?
I actually do, surprisingly.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it goes like this. Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. And this is from Proverbs 13:20. So that's why, you know, my husband decided to walk with me because I'm wise, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Make,
Mm-hmm.
make sure.
No, oh, that's the wrong one. There you go.
Yeah, just make sure you pick wisely on who you're gonna decide to, you know, be friends with. Like it says, if you hang out with fools, you will suffer a lot. You know, just try to make the wise choices, because like I said at the end, the consequences are gonna be on you.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything else you want to say, babe?
Um, I'd probably like to say that if you're going through any kind of peer pressure, like I said before, try to find somebody like a parent or a guardian or someone that you trust, and just try to let them know what's going on. And I'm pretty sure they'll be more than happy to help you. And just try to keep your chin up, like, and try to think positive of yourself.
Yeah, don't let those people pressuring you bring you down. You know,
Yeah.
just stay positive, and yeah, I think that's all I have. Is that all you have?
Yes, I believe that's all
Okay.
I have.
Well, yeah, thank you guys for tuning into the Multi Podcast. It has been a pleasure to be here with you guys today, and I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did.
I know I enjoyed it a lot.
So did I. Okay.
Okay,
All right, guys. God bless you guys.
bye.
Bye.